I apologize for using rude words. So Chris, you are extremely full of shit. 250, you doubly shit, man. I'm about 20. Just a little bit lower. Oh, since you brought it up, right? I guess your mom wanted you to be some entrepreneur, but you became a lawyer, lah. Opposite, lah. You like T20 as well, what? All here already, lah. Marah dia orang. Okay. We have a good lineup for you guys today, so I'm not going to be very formal. Because I'm not going to be very formal at all, lah. We had a very good opening by my friend from HSBC. But you know, in my booze days in Indiana State, everything was grey. It's always grey area everywhere, so to me it's still all grey. No black, no white, everything grey. That's because I'm 250 pounds. Yes, we can. It kind of reminded me of Obama's. He goes in his last, when he won, he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we can." Then he walked out, right? Because he was already president-elect. Pretty cool. Joanne, I hope your name is not in the toilet, your numbers, because Chris will say your number is everywhere, then have a good time, call Joanna. Sorry. He started. As an entrepreneur myself, my batting average is 3 out of 4. I started 4, 3 kind of went down the drain. So that's a 25% success rate. Not so bad, lah. But one of the key things, if I want to share with you all that I learned, is that I do not start with anything constraining me. A lot of people normally when they start something, they always start, this is what I can't do, right? But I start, this is what I can do, not what I cannot do. Then as I go along, then I start doing it, okay, this is what I can do to go over these hurdles and so on and so forth. And the other thing that I want to echo what Paul was saying, which is actually sharing. Social entrepreneurship, social networking, social technopreneurship and all that, it's all about sharing. If you don't share, you don't learn. So with that, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes, this rest you can count, 6 speakers for you today. Can I call all of them up? Henry, come on up. Did I name it right? Here we go, come on up. Dato Vicky, please come up. Aidan the poser, look at this picture, he's posing. Aidan, come up. Posing like this, right? Today I should talk about Kylie, no one else will come and talk. Kylie, sorry. Kylie and Jeffrey Ong. Alamak, Jeffrey next year cannot come and talk anymore. Ganesh next year cannot come and talk anymore. Become moderator. Oh, you want me to sit so far away? Can. Okay, very straight. You guys have 10 minutes each to introduce yourself, to share your experience with the guys. We'll start with Henry. Hey, come on, I missed count. There's only 5 here. I got 6. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, man. I still can count. Henry. Jeff. He'll come back, we'll do him last. He's last anyway. Okay, we'll start with Henry. Henry, sorry, I have to open my glasses. Henry is a co-founder and COO of Macro Kiosk Berhad. He won the Ernst & Young Emerging Entrepreneur of the Year award in 2006 with his brother Kenny. Kenny was here last year. You're here today. Oh, you borrow your soup, man. Okay. And they've come a long way since founding Micro Kiosk in 1998, powering Beijing networks. The year Y2K, Goldis and Berhad, formerly known as Tan and Tan Development Berhad, and Micro Kiosk joined hands to form Micro Kiosk and Berhad. And since then, they focus on being a mobile communication technology enabler. In 2001, they were awarded by the MSc status and an ASP class license from MCMC, no hammer, Come on, I feel so old suddenly, nobody knows MCM. Can start? No? MCM? No? Never mind. Never mind. And at 27, wow, still old. Henry Goh is at the helm of a regional multi-million-dollar business which, with operating offices in 10 major countries across Asia. Did I grow from last year? Was it 9 or 8 last year? Was it still 10? Still 10. Last year was 8, right? Wow, in 1 year 10, right? Increased by 2, that's so awesome. Not so easy to do, you know. Working hard. So next year you come back, it's 12. Cool. And then, what do you call this? As I'm reading along, he and his brother grew the company from a 6-man team to 120 employees from 10 different nationalities in less than 6 years. Holy cow. And your revenue shoot up a whopping 110,000%. How do you calculate that? Holy, got calculated it? Okay. So today, Microkiosk, the SMS gateway to Asia, has offices in Bangkok, Beijing, Brunei, Hanoi, and Hong Kong, Jakarta, KL, Manila, Singapore, Taipei. See, the rest of the world can. They provide mobile messaging solutions across all leading networks through its locally developed e-tracker, which I think is going to say some words about it, and has links to 364 telcos in over 150 countries worldwide. Holy cow. The first time this one I'm reading and I'm telling you guys at the same time. And Microkiosk Berhad is also a Deloitte Technology Fast 500 Asia Pacific 2006 winner, being the 62nd fastest growing technology company in the Asia Pacific region and the 4th fastest growing technology company in Malaysia. Wow. They are ranked 28 in the Enterprise 50 2006 award. Danny, Henry, you are up. 10 minutes to share some experience about Microkiosk to the crowd. Please.
Hello. All right. I have slides.
You have slides?
Okay. All right. Very good morning. I mean, almost lunchtime now, but very good morning to everyone. As well as I would like to thank Joel and Joanne for inviting me here today and giving me this opportunity to speak to all the wonderful youths. And of course, I would like to also congrats to all the organizing committee of Youth 09 for putting this wonderful event together. As this event is being done by youths, people like you and myself, and it's such well organized and such a grand scale, it just shows that the youths, people like us, can just make things happen if we really want to. Alright, as I only have 10 minutes, I think you just reminded me.
9 minutes now.
I really do not think that I have really enough time to share everything that I've done for the past 10 years. But I would just like to, just talk a little bit about how I started my journey, basically. So-called entrepreneur. Actually, to tell honestly, today I do not really know what you mean by entrepreneurship, but nevertheless is that I have started off doing something that I want, doing something that I believe that interests me, basically. Alright, okay, it all started basically when I was in Form 3. Many of us at Form 3, or probably when you go to secondary school, many of our teachers will ask us, what are your ambitions are. And so this one teacher, he came to my class and asked all the students one by one to come in front and talk about what they want to be when they graduate, right? So after 45 people, I'm one of the 45 people in class, and we can out of 45 people, right? We can summarize there's only 10 jobs that everybody wants to do. I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a lawyer, and I want to be pilots and accountants and stuff like that. And over time, right, it's this very repetitive kind of jobs, and the teacher asks one question after that. It says that, isn't there any creativity in youth? Isn't there any creativity in yourself? And I think I took that quite seriously. I mean, many of them will just strike off and say, yeah, you can say whatever you want, but I took that quite seriously. And it has took me over 1 year to really think about what I want to do. I didn't even answer the teacher on the spot at the time, but over the period of 1 year, I've asked myself many questions. How to be special, to be someone that's different, someone that's not in the 10 jobs that my fellow peers have mentioned. The only thing is that I've asked myself, I'm not very smart, I'm not a straight A student, so I don't think so I can be a professor somewhere. You look at me, I'm not 250 pounds, but I do not think I'm a good sportsman. I do not think I'm a really good sportsman for that. Of course, I do not really think I have to look as well to be an artist or to be a celebrity or something. So it comes down to a lot of constraints, to choosing what I really want. So then I thought one thing to myself, and this one opportunity came. So I was elected to the prefectural board. I think most of you will know. I was elected to the prefectural board, and I was taking care of health and cleanliness. They call it health and cleanliness prefect board. Don't know why. Probably I dress smarter than the rest of the team, but it gave me one sense when I come to school every day as a head of a group of prefects, and they give me the honor, they look upon, respect me, and look upon the authority that I have and what's not, and it just give me a sense of a teach feeling in me that I like this. I like to come to work every day, to be able to work with a team of people, achieving different things. And during prefectural board, everyone do it voluntarily, without payment. And that gives you an even more exciting feeling. And I think that, I think I should want to continue to be someone that will lead authoritatively, or someone that can work with a team of people to achieve something together. Of course, students being a bit naive, they can do things free for you previously, but I don't think so they can do it free now. But I still feel there's still a very strong sense of achievement and a very strong sense of teamwork that we have among even my colleagues and peers that I have in my office now. Alright, let's go a little bit further. Let me see. Okay, then from there on, from 4 and 5, and I didn't go to Form 6, I went to University International, and I dropped out of University International. But I'm not telling you, I'm not saying that everyone that studying now will drop off, but I think is that I dropped off because I just not an engineer kind of people. I cannot really put 2 wires in the bulb like that. I think I can't do that. I think so. I dropped out, and I'm able to share the passion that I have since Form 4 with my brothers. My other brother Kenny is here, which he took the stage last year. Basically, is that with this same passion that we have and the same shared vision we have, we want to be different, and that is what we want. You see, all my cousins, male cousins, are engineers, and my dad and my mom, just the same as my uncle and auntie, sent me to be an engineer as well. But it's not really what I want, and I'm sure many of you here today are not actually studying what you really want. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you must really know what you want, and you must find yourself, you want to do it differently. Every little thing in life that you do, that's very, very important. So, okay, cut the crap. Basically, what happened is that we started want to do something, so we want to look for a company. So we want to start off something. And I think the easiest prey, someone that even if I lose his money, he won't really kind of kill me, is our dad. So we went to our dad and we shared the whole big idea, something like what Mr. Shu showed my dad, all this picture diagram, and he goes, huh? So that's the reaction I have from him, or we have from him, and finally he parted 5,000 ringgit to buy us a computer, 486, the X4 kind of computer, basically everything else is history, Today, my company, after 10 years since then, or 12 years since then, today we generate over 50 million ringgit in revenues every year. We have an employee rate of about 144 employees now around the region. We have 10 operating offices. I mean offices as in offices filled with people, computers, and our company brand name in over 10 different countries now. We work with more than 364 mobile operators around the world, providing them entertainment to your mobile device. That's what we do. Alright, of course, I think that we have achieved something, or I have achieved something, but it's still very far away. I'm still a youth. Well, of course, not as young as most of you, but I'm still youth. And I think still there's a very, very long way for me and for my brothers to actually, achieve what we want to do, or what we want to achieve, basically. So we still need to work very hard for that. Nevertheless, after many years of this entrepreneurship, so-called entrepreneurship, and I have looked back actually, and I want to ask myself what I've learned over these years, because actually the number of learning curve that I've gone through is tremendous. As an engineer, I won't know what is P&L, balance sheet, what is asset, intangibles, assets, tangible asset, cash flow, and all this stuff like that.